Hi guys, Ian here. Welcome back to the channel, and today we'll take a look at the Sivga Anser headphones. Retail price for this is 199 US dollars, and if you're interested to find out more, do check out the unaffiliated link down in the description below. So I've spent some time with this, and today I'm going to share with you guys my thoughts and opinions about the Anser. So let's begin first with the accessories. Inside the package, you're getting a straightforward functional setup. You get a nice 2-meter long braided cable. It's a fabric cable terminated with a 3.5mm headphone jack. It's fairly soft, it's flexible, it doesn't tangle up easily, and you get a 3.5 to a 1/4 inch adapter and a simple carrying cloth here. There is no hard carrying case included here, which is a slight bummer, but considering the price and what they put in the build is, well, acceptable. Right, so now let's talk about the design and build quality, and Sivga always knocks it out of the park with aesthetics, and the Anser is absolutely gorgeous. The design features this new retro elegance that feels way more expensive than it is. The ear cups are crafted from carefully selected solid wood that has been CNC machined and hand polished. The open back grills feature a sleek multi-hole design held together with a premium die-cast metal bracket. The build quality is incredibly sturdy, luxurious, and completely free of that cheap plasticky feel that you usually get at this price point. Now, in terms of fit and comfort, these are extremely comfortable on the head. They weigh about 342 grams, but because the weight distribution is so well implemented, you barely feel it. The clamping force is very gentle, minimal pressure, but secure enough to stay in place. The ear cups swivel a full 180 degrees for a perfect fit, and the large ear pads are fantastic. They use pleather on the outside and a skin-friendly breathable velvet on the inside where it touches your skin. I can easily wear this for extended listening sessions without feeling any fatigue or hot spots. Alright, now let's talk about the sound performance of these. First, let's talk about compatibility, and I tried this with my MacBook, PC, DAX, specifically running them off my Hi-B R4 and my Veo KA15, and at 38 ohms and 105 dB sensitivity, they are incredibly easy to drive. I recommend pairing this with a more neutral or analytical sound to balance out the inherent warmth and bring a bit more energy to the top end. Alright, so now let's talk about the tone and timbre. The Anser delivers a very natural analog feel. There is a clear warmth versus coldness balance here that leans heavily into a warm, inviting tonality. The naturalness of instruments and voices are excellent, giving you a rich, full-bodied presentation. Tonal balance is highly engaging and musical rather than dry or reference-like. Now let's talk about the technical performance. In terms of the soundstage, the width and height are quite good, providing a nice left to right spread, but it lacks a little bit of the depth. It doesn't offer massive holography or extreme 3D projection. Instead, it feels like an intimate, cohesive room rather than a giant concert hall. Now, in terms of sound separation, pretty good for the price, doing a solid job of keeping individual elements distinct on standard tracks. As for sound layering, the left to right channel distinction is very nice and imaging precision is accurate. However, in very busy or dense tracks, that added warmth can cause the layers to blend just a tiny little bit. As for the detail retrieval, it handles micro details in reverb tails pretty well, though low volume articulations like subtle cymbals or quiet background vocals are a bit smoothed over. Performance at low versus high volumes remains very consistent and stable. And as for resolution, overall sharpness and refinement are decent. The micro versus macro resolution balance definitely favors macro dynamics. You get the big impactful picture of the music beautifully, even if the absolute finest micro details aren't surgically extracted. Alright, so now let's talk about the overall sound signature of this Anser. Unfortunately, I don't have the equipment to measure these, but let's go through the individual frequencies. As for the sub bass, the extension goes surprisingly deep for an open back dynamic driver. You get a really satisfying rumble versus texture balance. The control is mostly tight, giving tracks a nice foundation weight without falling apart. As for the mid bass, there is a definite impact and punch here. Note weight is thick rather than lean, adding beautiful body to kick drums and lower strings. There is a slight bleed into the lower mids, but it adds to that rich analog flavor rather than sounding muddy. Now, as for the mid-range, this is where the Anser really shines. The clarity of vocals and instruments is lush. It has a slight forwardness that makes male versus female vocal performance sound intimate and lively. Male baritone vocals carry great chest resonance, while female vocals remain vibrant and upfront. As for pinna gain, the naturalness of ear gain rises very smoothly. There is absolutely zero sibilance or shout. Tonal accuracy in the upper mids is safe and polite, making it incredibly forgiving on poorly recorded tracks or aggressive tracks. Now, in terms of treble, extension is pretty decent, but it definitely prioritizes smoothness over extreme air and sparkle. There is no harshness, peakiness, or fatigue whatsoever. The perceived resolution from the treble content is natural and crisp, though treble heads might find it a bit too relaxed. Alright, so now let's compare with some other headphones that I have. For example, the Sennheiser HD600. I know it's different in terms of driver configuration, but you know, that's what I have right now. So in terms of tuning differences, the HD600 is much more analytical, flat and dry, aiming for uncolored honesty. As for the Sivga Anser, is tuned entirely for fun, dynamic warmth and musical engagement. As for technical differences, the Sennheiser takes the win for the overall transparency, upper mid-range cleanliness and treble air. However, the Anser completely beats it in the bass impact, sub-bass rumble, and sure build quality and premium materials. Right, so let's conclude, and for $199, the Sivga Anser is an outstanding value proposition if you are looking for a beautifully crafted wooden open back headphone that delivers a fun, warm, and relaxing listening experience. It is not built for the analytical listener trying to dissect every micro detail in the mix, but if you want to kick back, plug in your DAB, listen to some jazz, pop, or vocal heavy tracks, and just enjoy a rich, natural sound, then these are an easy recommendations for me. Alright guys, so that's my overall thoughts and opinions about this Sivga Anser. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and also please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. My name's Ian. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in my next video. Cheers.